Bonjour tout le monde. Today we are going to learn about negation in French. In other words, we're going to learn how to put things in the negative. How to say we don't do this or we're not doing that, etc. We're also going to be reviewing some of our ER verbs and their endings. Vous êtes prêts? Commençons. Okay, so negation, la négation in French. La négation, negation. So let's start with an affirmative phrase, je nage. Je nage means I swim or I'm swimming. But let's say you want to say I don't swim or I'm not swimming. Okay, then you would say je ne nage pas. Je ne nage pas. Okay, so notice you have to put in two extra words, the ne and the pas, and notice where they are. Je ne nage pas. Okay, and remember that our ER verb endings, when you use je with an ER verb, a regular ER verb, your verb is just going to end with E. Okay, here, tu déjeunes means you're having lunch. Whenever you use a regular ER verb with tu, it's going the ending is going to be es. Okay, tu déjeunes, you're having lunch. If you want to say you're not having lunch, you will say tu ne déjeunes pas. Tu ne déjeunes pas. Répétez, tu ne déjeunes pas. Il gagne means he wins. When you use a regular ER verb with the subject il or el, the verb is going to end with just an e. Okay, il gagne means he wins or he's winning. So if you want to say he doesn't win or he isn't winning, then you would say il ne gagne pas. Il ne gagne pas. Okay, our next example is elle pleure. So because the subject is elle, the verb is going to end with e. And elle pleure means she cries or she's crying. So if we want to say she doesn't cry or she isn't crying, then we say elle ne pleure pas. Elle ne pleure pas. Next example is nous travaillons. Remember, when we use a regular ER verb with the subject nous, the ending of the verb is ONS. Okay, so nous travaillons means we work or we are working. So if you want to say we don't work or we are not working, you say nous ne travaillons pas. Nous ne travaillons pas. Okay, next example is vous voyagez. Voyager means to travel. When you use a regular ER verb with vous, the ending of the verb is going to be EZ, pronounced A. So, vous voyagez, you travel, you are traveling. And because we're using vous, we know that we're either talking to a group of people or we're talking to an adult or someone else that you should treat with respect. Vous voyagez. So if you want to say you don't travel or you're not traveling, then you say vous ne voyagez pas. Vous ne voyagez pas. Okay, next example is il parle. This is in the plural. Notice the il has an S on it. And so that's translated they. So the ending, when you use a regular ER verb with they, il or elle, pluriel, the ending is ENT. Okay, that's silent. Il parle. Il parle. They're talking. They talk or they're talking. So if you want to say they're not talking, you say il ne parle pas. Il ne parle pas. Okay, so we're going to look at a few more examples now. These are a little bit different because These are verbs that start with a vowel. They all start with A's or E's. And so there's going to be something just a little bit different here. Okay, so the first one is j'étudie. Remember, when you use je with a verb that starts with a vowel, you drop the E on the je, drop it, and you put in an apostrophe. And so this is going to be j'étudie. We do not say je étudie. It's j'étudie. So j'étudie means I study or I'm studying. So if you want to put that in the negative, you still need your ne pas, but now it's going to be the N where you drop the E and put it in apostrophe. Okay, so now the E comes back to je, but it gets dropped from the ne. So je n'étudie pas. I don't study or I'm not studying. Je n'étudie pas. Je n'étudie pas. Okay, next example is tu écoutes. Okay, an ER verb used with tu is going to end with ES, and remember that's silent. Tu écoutes, you're listening. You listen or you're listening. Tu écoutes. Tu écoutes. If you want to say you are not listening, it's going to be tu n'écoutes pas. Tu n'écoutes pas. Okay, next example, nous aimons. And here, because the verb starts with a vowel, we're going to make the liaison with the S on nous. So it's not nous aimons, it's nous aimons. Nous aimons. And there's our ONS ending that goes on verbs that we use with nous. Nous aimons. We love. Nous aimons. So to say we don't love, nous n'aimons pas. Nous n'aimons pas. Okay, the next example is vous étudiez. Now, because we are using vous, we know we're either talking to a group of people, more than one, or we're being polite to an adult. Okay, we're going to make the liaison vous étudiez, and the ending of the verb is going to be easy. Vous étudiez. You study, or you all are studying. Vous étudiez. So if you want to say you don't study or you're not studying, okay, now it's going to be an apostrophe in front of the vowel. Vous n'étudiez pas. Vous n'étudiez pas. And our last example for today, elles aident, means they help, and because we're using the plural elles, we know we're talking about a group of all females, and the elles means they. Okay, group of females, they help or they are helping. Because the verb starts with a vowel, we're going to make the liaison elles aident, elles aident, and remember the ending for verbs that go with il or elle pluriel is the silent ent. Elles aident. Elles aident. So if we want to say they don't help or they're not helping, elles. Okay, notice now we don't pronounce the S because the next letter is no longer a vowel because we inserted that ne or the N apostrophe. So now it's elles n'aident pas. So this one up here is elles aident, elles aident, and this is elles n'aident pas, elles n'aident pas. Okay, so there's a lot more to negation than just this, but I wanted to keep it simple for this first lesson. So that is your introduction of negation in French. Au revoir, à la prochaine.